wazazi wao. Steve Simple Boy, kibao kinaitwa Mihadarati. Anasema vijana tuache mihadarati, kinacheza ndani ya 98.8 FM Chuka University Radio. Iko ni dakika 40 baada ya saa 5. Kipindi wani ni kazi mseto one in the house. Clara, tuko na Kenneth mtetezi
ambaye ni career ambassador hapa Chuka University.
Yes.
Tunazungumza kuhusu peer pressure.
Yes.
Already discuss a lot na tumeachia kwa positive effects of peer pressure.
Yes. So Ken,
yes.
Positive effects of peer pressure. Yes. Yes. Kuna zingine bado
kidogo tu.
Yeah. Kama gani?
Kama another one is emotional support. Emotional support, when you get influenced positively, your friends are able to offer emotional support. When you suit or fit yourself in a certain group of people, they are able to offer emotional support. This basically, when you are down, they are able to advise you. When you're not reasoning properly, at some point, they are able to come and help you think. For example, a good friend will provide emotional support when someone is down. Or, for example, we are having youths engaging themselves into romantic relationships. And then, kijana yako amekuacha kama wewe ni msichana. So when you have a friend, and then you are dumped, you get to that friend. That friend is able to offer emotional support. They offers a shoulder to lean on, a shoulder to cry on. So basically, they are able to take you around the sober moment, so that you can stop thinking maybe how to harm yourself, how to kill yourself, and how to commit unnecessary or illicit behaviors. Yes.
Now, and with all those positive effects, someone might ask, does peer pressure have negative effects?
Definitely, it has. Everything, I think everything in this life has the positive side and the negative side. It is just like business. A business has a disadvantage and advantage, and as well a profit. A profit and a losses. Therefore, even influences, we have the negative influences. Number one of the negative influences is risk-taking behaviors. You get yourself into a certain group. They have influenced you negatively now. They have influenced you that we are going to take alcohol from a certain club. When you are joining university, for example, you are a church goer, you are a good girl, you are a good boy, but all of a sudden, the people that you meet try to convince you that, can we try this? And then you start trying unnecessary things, which make yourself to get into risks. For example, youth getting influenced to participate in illicit behaviors such as misuse of drugs and robbery and so on and so forth. Yes. Another one is academic impact. That's a great negative impact of influence. You find that when someone has been influenced negatively, you stop going to class. When you get friends who are only ile kitu anakuambia tu ni stories za form, sherehe na hikes and so on. Unaona? Sasa unasahau mpaka kuenda darasani. And when you stop going to class, your grades are going to deteriorate. You are a good student. You finished at middle school with the A, and then all of a sudden when you get to a university, you interact with someone who was scoring from another school, which did not really have a good behavior. Kajinga high, yes. And then that person influences you that, can we try drugs? Can we try this? Can we try dodging the classes? So you find that you are a good student when you are enrolling, and then all of a sudden your grades has totally changed. And then you even start speaking bad about academic. Utasikia mtu akisema, you see, even Oscar Sundi did not go to class. He's a successful guy, so hata degree ni makaratasi. You see, so you start even speaking ill about academic. Another thing is emotional challenge. We are just we are from discussing about emotional support.
Mhm.
So the
Mhm.
emotional challenge of the negative side,
Yes.
the stress
Mhm.
starts getting into yourself.
Mhm.
You start thinking unnecessary things.
Yeah.
For example,
Mhm.
you've started drugs.
Mhm.
You are not taking drugs,
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
you run out of money to
Mhm.
purchase these drugs.
Mhm.
So you start getting stressed,
Mhm.
and then when you get stressed,
Mhm.
you try even to steal from your friends
Mhm.
so that you can have money
Mhm.
to buy drugs.
Mhm.
Yes, to keep yourself afloat.
And let me ask you, Ken.
Yes.
You talked about the positive effects and now the negative effects.
Mhm.
Let's go back to the positive effects.
Yes.
How can one utilize the positive effects so that they can benefit him or her?
Good.
Mhm.
That's a good question.
Mhm.
How can one utilize the positive effect
Yes.
to benefit himself?
Yes.
For example, I talked about
Mhm.
earning new skills.
Mhm.
These skills are going to help you. For example, you are not a good church goer,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden your friend tried to convince you that can we be going to church and so on.
Mhm.
When you start going to church
Mhm.
and believe in God
Mhm.
and start praying,
Mhm.
you participate in praise and worship
Mhm.
team.
Mhm.
You start going to the fellowship,
Mhm.
and we call them the outreach campaigns to
Yeah.
preach.
Mhm.
You see, you get into God so much,
Mhm.
and then you
Mhm.
realize there is something, there
Mhm.
is a good thing
Mhm.
when there is this good feeling that
Mhm.
you feel when you're interacting with God.
Yeah.
Another thing
Mhm.
is, for example, I talked about academic writing.
Mhm.
You learn those technical skills.
Mhm.
These skills are
Mhm.
going to help you earn money
Mhm.
so that you can get some little coin,
Mhm.
and then you buy yourself good clothes,
Yeah.
you look smart,
Mhm.
you buy yourself food,
Mhm.
you even vacate to a new properly furnished room,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, and how can someone realize or come to the understanding that I am influenced? I'm in the middle of influence.
Well, that's a good question.
Mhm.
How can someone know that I'm influenced?
Mhm.
Number one,
Mhm.
your behavior changes.
Mhm.
Your behavior changes.
Yeah.
The way you carry yourself every day
Mhm.
totally changes.
Mhm.
Your routine.
Mhm.
You are used to your program.
Mhm.
You wake up in the
Mhm.
morning,
Mhm.
you pray, you prepare breakfast,
Yeah.
you go to class.
Mhm.
After class, you go to the library.
Mhm.
After the library, you get back to your room.
Mhm.
And then your schedule changes.
Yeah.
Because now it's
Mhm.
being controlled by someone.
Mhm.
Maybe your friend from somewhere,
Mhm.
or the behavior that you learned.
Mhm.
You are told that, when we get to class,
Mhm.
can we go and play football?
Mhm.
Yes. Can we go and listen to music?
Mhm.
Can we go and dance and so on?
Mhm.
So initially, you are used to getting to from class, you go to the library, you go to sleep.
Mhm.
And then next time now when you are influenced,
Mhm.
your behavior now changes. You get from class, you
Mhm.
go to watch the football in the field,
Yeah.
and then you go to pub.
Mhm.
See?
So
So
the
your
change of
behavior,
behavior.
yeah, the
Mhm.
behavior changes. Another thing,
Uh-huh.
you adopt new ideas.
Mhm.
You are living solely
Mhm.
with your own ideas.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden,
Mhm.
you try to adopt some ideas
Mhm.
from, they can be positive or negative.
Mhm.
For example, now,
Mhm.
I come and tell you, Brian,
Mhm.
that can we, after this show,
Mhm.
go and go to the street and
Mhm.
fetch girls,
Yes.
for example.
Mhm.
So
Twende mawindo.
yes,
Yes.
so you tend to
Uh-huh.
adopt my idea,
Uh-huh.
but initially you did
Uh-huh.
not that idea of going to fetch girls from the streets.
Yes.
Another thing,
Uh-huh.
I tell you, Brian,
Uh-huh.
after this show,
Uh-huh.
let's go to the registrar academics
Uh-huh.
and ask him
Mhm.
what are the requirements for
Mhm.
the journalism,
Mhm.
or what should I do so that I
Mhm.
can be a great
Yeah.
journalist.
Yeah.
You see,
Mhm.
so you adopt that idea,
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
I play casino,
Mhm.
and then after everything,
Mhm.
I'm calling my friend, hello,
Mhm.
can we go to casino?
Mhm.
Can we go and play pool, and
Mhm.
so on?
Mhm.
So you find that you adopt ideas from your friend,
Yes.
and these ideas
Mhm.
are going to drive you
Mhm.
to the positive side or the negative side,
Yeah.
depending on the
Mhm.
person advising you.
Mhm.
Another thing is conformity.
Mhm.
Conformity is basically
Mhm.
trying to fit
Mhm.
in a certain group.
Mhm.
In the previous hour,
Mhm.
you were talking about when I'm dressing officially,
Yes.
my friends will, so that they can work with me,
Mhm. Yeah.
they'll start wearing official.
Officially. Yeah.
If I'm pursuing law,
Mhm.
I must wear official.
Yes.
So I'm trying to fit myself
Mhm.
in that certain group.
Mhm.
If my crew usually smoke bang, so that I can remain in that crew. Automatically,
You have
I
to
take.
start smoking.
Yes.
Yes.
So you conform to that group and to that behavior. Another thing is decision making patterns. They change. They try to be swayed. So, like, you are making decisions this way. You are used to a certain method of making decisions, and then all of a sudden you are confirming. You're confirming. You maybe in the evening you are used to cooking ugali every evening, and then all of a sudden your friend comes and tells you, you can try cooking wali.
Yes.
You can try cooking rice. You can try cooking this. So almost every now and then you'll be calling your friend, hello, what do we cook? What do we do after class? So the decision making patterns changes totally. Yes.
So inakuwa sasa you are not deciding alone.
Yes.
You are deciding with Mbuki.
Perfect.
Yes. Anyway, Ken, I see time is not on our side. Much there to discuss. I think we'll create another day.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll create another day. So, Mr. Kenneth,
Yes.
thank you so much for coming at Kazi Mseto.
Yes.
We have to create another day. Things are many, a lot. So, what's your parting shot before we leave?
My parting shot is to advise the youths and the academic scholars to not get influenced negatively. Negatively, because when you get influenced negatively, you change. You try to change your routine, and that when will drive you to the wrong journey. So it's good to be assertive.
Yes.
And make sure that you are confident enough so that when someone tells you something which is not helping you or adding value to yourself, you refuse.
Yeah.
Yes, you have the right to say, I want 1, 2, 3 in my life. Live a purposive life, have goals, have defined objectives which you are working on.
All right.
Yes.
And so maybe there's someone out there who can be wanting to reach to you. Maybe you go to his high school, talk to the students, maybe to get you to know more. He has personal questions. How can someone reach you?
Actually, I'm a public speaker and a stage speaker. I'm an inspirational speaker. I'm a poet. I write poems, and of course, I visit several high schools around.
Yes.
Actually, in the last year, I visited several to motivate and educate the young generation in the high schools.
Yes.
So for this program, or maybe even they are willing to partner with me, which is quite fine. They can reach me through my email, kennethjage53@gmail.com, or my all social media handles, X, that is LinkedIn,
Yes.
and Facebook. They can go and search Kenneth Mtetezi, and as well, maybe they can have my own contact.
Yes.
It can be easier to contact directly.
Yeah.
So my contact is 0794
0794
70
70
56
56
73.
73.
My number is always open.
Yeah.
Every time, even if you want to call when I'm sleeping,
Yes.
I'll definitely receive your call.
All right.
Yes.
Yes, it's 53 minutes past 11, dear listener. And before we go, Kenneth, the last thing I'm requesting for you. You have said you are a poet.
Yes.
Situtoke na kapoem kamoja. Yes.
Okay, I don't recite
Oh,
poems.
you don't recite?
No, I write.
You write.
Si nadhani kuna malenga
Na muimbi.
muimbi.
Sasa
mimi ni malenga. Kuna muimbi sasa.
Okay.
Yes.
Hapo umejitoa. Msikilizaji, will be back at the third hour. This is Kazi Mseto ndani ya Chuka University Radio. I go by the name of Kishiki Brands and see vipi. Yes, today we are having Kenneth Mtetezi. You've heard much about peer pressure and peer influence, and we'll create another day with him.
Of course.
Usikwende mbali. So it's all with the kibao Set Me Free.